500 miles. I have no money, but I needed to tell you. I have walked 500 miles. So, of course, he's dirty and smelly and whatever. But his eyes, beautiful, beautiful, clear eyes of such love. Sometimes things come in interesting packages. He said, I want to tell you the story of Zenaida Baranova. Remember, only cosmic telephone calls here. They're silent, so switch off your mobiles. Zenaida Baranova is a Russian woman. She has not eaten anything or drunk anything for more than 7 years. I drink. She doesn't. Let me tell you her story. I had 22 years of training and preparation. One thing. When I met her many years later, she was nearly 70 years old, about 70. But when she was 45 years old, her son was killed in a car accident, and her heart broke. She didn't know what to do. The pain was just unbearable. She had always loved Jesus. She was a Christian in Russia, and she had always prayed. She prayed more, and she prayed and she prayed, and she entered into a period of over 20 years of prayer, sincere, heartfelt prayer, constantly talking to the Christed energy. The word Christ just means pure cosmic love. When we talk about the return of the Buddha Maitreya, it's the return of the Christed energy. It's the same. Pure cosmic love that we also can meditate on. So Zenaida said, after 20 years of prayer, she's sitting in meditation, and the Christed One appeared in her meditation and said, now that you have loved me for so long, let me nourish you. And she said, okay. She said she just assumed. She'd never heard of me, never heard of breatharianism, never heard of this in practice in India. She just assumed the Christ was telling her to stop taking physical food. Now, a woman of incredible faith, she just said, okay. The next day, she stopped eating. No problem. So much love, so much devotion. Here, a month later, this energy came in meditation and said to her, now let me give you the waters of my life. And she immediately assumed, stop drinking. So she did, just like that. What faith? She said the next day, 2 days later, 3 days later, her body started to complain. Kidneys, parts of her body, because it wasn't getting the normal fluid intake. She did this. She sat herself down in meditation, and she did what was recommended in the early meditation. She sat and she went in and began to talk to every organ of her body. She went in and talked to the brain. She talked to every part of herself with great love, and she said, from this moment on, I want you to know that you are being fed and given fluid by the light of the Christ. This Christ energy that I love so much, can't you feel my love? This energy is giving me all my nourishment. This energy is giving us all our fluid. Please open to that, accept that, trust that. And the body went, oh, okay. Nothing was a problem from that moment on. Last year I interviewed her. We were doing some work with Russian TV, and I wanted to ask questions from things I knew of her, because I drink. 1 month after I stopped eating, same message, Jasmuheen, time to stop drinking. You know what I said? No. Why? We have free will. I didn't want to. Just because you get an inner message doesn't mean you have to follow it. You know, I wasn't ready. Okay, for various reasons. It's not what I wanted to do. But Zenaida, different, she did. So we were talking to her, and this is a question people often ask. What about elimination? I know we're in India and you're too polite probably to ask this. So I said this to Zenaida. People always ask me. And I thought, well, you know, you're never eating. You're never drinking. What about elimination? And she said to me, she still excretes feces. I said, but it's been 7 years. It didn't make sense to me. And then I realized she'd had no physical body preparation. Okay? With me and many others, we have cleansed the colon before this. We've had colonic irrigations. You know, if you eat meat, and we have a large digestive tract, we are vegetarian naturally, not meat eaters, that meat can stay trapped in the digestive canal for up to 20 years putrefying. Okay? So it can take 20 years to eliminate the remnants of an old diet if you don't speed up the process through colon cleansing. So that is why Zenaida still takes elimination. So I said to her, why don't you go and have some colonic irrigations and then you won't need to excrete anymore? And she thought that was a great idea. She'd never heard of these things. She was a beautiful and is a beautiful, simple woman. Let me explain more about this process to answer your questions. Zenaida is a great example. Zenaida is this high, okay? When she started to live on Prana and received this message, she's like this. Nearly square, okay? 92 kilograms, very short. When she was living on Prana, when she began her journey, over the next few months, she lost 20 kilograms. Remember, she was not programming, not doing the things we're going to teach you today. She just lost weight, lost weight, lost weight. She was very happy because she wanted to be thinner, okay? She settled eventually at 72 kilograms. Very happy. Nice new body, you know. Sweet, sweet woman. When I met her, she was 72 kilos because I took up the invitation by the man in Poland and I went to Russia and investigated her and talked to her. That's also what I do. Find other people who do this and present their methods to the world. And when I first met her, 72 kilos. The next time I came into Russia, she'd put on 10 kilograms. She said to me, this is crazy. I'm not eating. I'm not drinking. I'm getting fatter again. I've put on 10 kilograms. Thought, okay, well, you know, you're carrying a lot of love energy. You can do that sometimes. Next time I came into Russia and I saw her 2 years later, she said, in the last time since I've seen you, I've put on another 10 kilograms. She said, I'm 92 kilograms. I have the videos of my interview with her on YouTube, and people keep commenting, you can't be fat and be a breatharian. Really? Why not? Why not? What is food, if not love? You take the research programs, 2 groups of premature babies in a hospital. One group given a lot of cuddles and love, and the other group not given that. Research shows same food, but one with more cuddles, this group get fatter quicker. Interesting. So you're saying to me, people say to me, why don't you lose weight? How come you haven't lost weight? Again, it goes back to commitment. Mind mastery. When I first started living on Prana, this is how I worked with weight. It's a very limited way of